students, once again welcome back to my channel Kanu Sir, and I am your teacher Kanu Sir or Pawan Kanu. Here I have started another topic, another subject, science, and from science topic I have started the first topic, that is force. So I will be explaining the important notes or topics required to be asked in your grade 10, and I think most of the students will get benefited with this video. So pay attention in the video and don't leave the video, look the video all, read all the video, study all full video here. I'm going to explain more topics in this video related force. So among them the first topic is gravity. And before saying that, I want to suggest you students, you can pause the video and you can take the screenshot of this notes written here, because I will be writing the notes on the board, and you also can make a separate note in your separate copy for the science topics, and you can study, you can memorize, you can remember early in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, you can read them all, or when you go before bed, once you recheck the topics, lessons, and try to understand them. So here I am going to start the first topic, that is gravity. So what is gravity? So here in gravity it is like the force exerted by the earth or any other planets to pull or attract the objects towards their center. But here one more thing is there, not only planets, any other heavenly body. So the force exerted by the earth or any other heavenly bodies. Here heavenly bodies means planets, asteroids, satellites, comets, etc. So out of the earth you have found lots of, you can understand, you can get lots of heavenly bodies out of the earth. Earth is itself a heavenly body. So the force exerted by the earth, the force pulled by the earth or any other planets, either pulled or pushed, but mostly pulling force is taken here, because here we are studying targeting towards the earth gravity. So the force exerted by the earth, the force applied by the earth or any other planet. So might be we are on Mars, then the force exerted by the Mars to pull or attract. Anything we are pulling towards the center. Mars pulls any object towards its center, earth pulls towards its center, any object towards its center. Then that type of force is called gravity. So in one sense, gravity is like a pulling force. Gravity is like a pulling force. It pulls anything, any object towards its center. So if this is the earth and here is a man standing on the earth, if he tries to jump up, then automatically the earth will pull the man down towards the surface of the earth. But actually the pulling force is from the center of the earth. So this whole mass of the earth is actually trying to pull the man on the surface. So if the surface is more deeper, then the man will be falling more deeper towards the earth. That is why when any man jumps from the higher altitude, he falls with a more force, because the more deeper the person goes, the more force increases. So deeper in one sense, you can see in a certain height. So any person jumps from a certain height, then the chances of getting injured will be more, because more force will be applied on that body. So after that, the next topic is gravitation. So what is gravitation? It is the mutual force of attraction in between any two objects in the universe. So universe is very big, okay, and in universe you can take any example. Let us take first example of heavenly bodies. Heavenly bodies like earth and the moon. So this one is moon and this is earth. So mostly the mass of the earth is greater than the mass of the moon. So when the earth pulls any object towards its center, similarly moon also pulls the earth towards its center. So you can take another example between two small stones, or between two people, a person, or you can give example of person and a car. Then what we can understand here, a car pulls the man towards its center, might be the center of the car is here, and a man pulls the car towards its center body, center of mass. So most of the students or most of the classes people are taught about the heavenly bodies only. But here you must understand between any two objects in the universe. So we are also in this universe. So our body also attracts other body, and we also get attracted towards another body. Like this whole white board is attracting me, and I am also attracting this board. But our masses are so less, that is why the force of attraction between our masses is negligible or is not affected. We don't feel that attraction. But when two heavenly bodies attract each other, then there will be a feeling, there will be a attraction felt between them. Or you can say another, if there is a small mass like mass of our body and the earth, then our body attracts the earth mass, but the attraction force of our body towards the earth or to the earth is very less, but attraction force of the earth towards the center of the earth on our body is great, high. That is why we get pulled towards the earth, but we cannot pull earth to ourselves if we are in the space. That is why the meaning the gravity comes. So gravity is produced because of gravitation. So gravity is a type or part of gravitation. So if any object is being pulled from one side way, just from one side, if there is a two side way pulling, then that is understood as gravitation. Whereas in gravity there is also a gravitation, but if it is pulled from one side, or it is just experienced just from one side, because another side its pulling force is negligible, then that is called gravity. So that is the meaning of gravitation, when there is two mutual force of attraction between two objects. And the next is gravitational constant and its value. So what do you mean by gravitational constant and its value? Its value is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. You must memorize this, keep in your mind, because it is a constant value, universal constant value, universally accepted value. In any of the numerical questions you need to solve, then you have to put the value of capital Z, that is known as gravitational constant, as 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. But how the term gravitational constant has come? So I have just explained you previously also that the meaning of gravitation is the attraction between two objects, any object in the universe. So might be the heavenly object or smaller object. So let us take example of smaller objects here. So 1 kg object A, 1 kg object B, and the distance between their center here to here, that is 1 meter. Then there is one law explained, or the theory explained by Newton. He has explained that if there is a unit masses between, if there are two unit masses A and B, and the distance between them is 1 meter, then the force exerted or force applied between these two objects is equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton. It is said that, or experimentally it is calculated that the gravitational force between two objects of unit masses. Unit masses means 1 kg mass of object A and 1 kg mass of object B, and the distance between them is 1 meter. If there are two objects kept at a unit distance means 1 meter distance, then the force exerted between them is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. And we know the formula, that the formula of force is equal to G m1 m2 upon d square. Then we know force is 6.67 10 to the power minus 11 G. Mass is 1 kg. Another mass is also 1 kg. It is Newton here. And distance is 1 meter whole square. Then we'll get 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton G. 1 into 1 is 1 kg square per meter square. Therefore, 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton. Meter square is in divisible form. When it comes to the left hand side, it becomes multiplication form, and the kg square is in numerator. When it comes down to the left hand side, it goes here for kg square, that is g, and hence the value of g becomes 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. So this way the value of g is constant always, because if two unit masses are at a distance between 1 meter, then the force exerted by them will always come 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. And now next topic is acceleration due to gravity. Again we have to go back to the gravity. The meaning of gravity is that any object which falls towards the center of the earth due to the pulling force of the earth is called gravity. Then when any object falls towards the gravity, okay, this man is falling towards the gravity, help him. He's shouting, help. But what happens? What is happening with him? When he is falling down, he is experiencing a free fall, because he is falling freely. He doesn't know who is pulling him or who is pushing him. Nobody is pushing him from up, nobody is pulling him from down. There is no any real man around him. But why is he falling down? It is because earth, the center of the earth and the mass of the earth is so huge that it attracts the body of the man. So the man's mass, the mass of man, is being attracted towards the center of the earth. So he falls on the surface of the earth. But while he falls down, he falls with an acceleration of 9.8 meter per second square, because it is assumed, it is calculated that any object when it falls, in every 1 second the velocity of an object will increase by 9.8 meter per second. So when it comes to the next second, means when the time is 1 second, the first second, when it comes to the second, then the velocity will increase by 9.8 and it becomes 19.6 meter per second. And similarly it keeps on going. Then there is a formula, acceleration is equals to v minus u upon t. So it is experimented, it is calculated that in the first second the velocity was 9.8 and in the second the velocity was 19.6. Then you can find 19.6 minus, it was the initial velocity and it is the final velocity, 9.8 upon 1 second. Difference between 2 seconds. The second minus first second, there is a gap of 1 second only, that is 1. And you will get 19.6 minus 9.8 is 9.8 meter per second square. And hence, the acceleration produced due to the effect of gravity is called acceleration due to gravity. So rather writing A for acceleration, we will write G for acceleration due to gravity, and hence the value becomes 9.8 meter per second square. And now next point is mass. So what is mass? It is the amount of matter contained in a body which is called mass. So, before understanding the meaning of mass, we must understand what is our body is made up of. In science, we say our body is made up of matter. In chemistry, it is made up of molecules, and in physics, and in biology, we say our body is made up of cells. So, here while studying, in chemistry, we say the amount of matter. So, our body is made up of matter. Matter means small particles, small molecules. Okay, and matter is the count, or you can say matter is the smallest particle which can be understood, okay, of in our any of our body or any mass. So anything that can be touched or felt, that is called matter also. So our body can be touched, our body can be felt, it is called matter. So matter is makes our body, and our body is made up of matter. So that is called mass, and its unit is kilogram, gram, milligram, etc. Else, you can understand. So mass is measured in kilogram, and when our body is being measured, means how we measure our weight. We say we measure our weight, but the unit of weight is Newton actually. Then why do we say so? Because we measure our body weight in terms of Newton, but in normally speaking we say what is your weight. When we say what is your weight, we say our weight is 40 kg, 60 kg, 50 kg. Then why we are wrong here? So actually we neglect the gravity of the earth. Because of the gravity of the earth, our mass and weight is determined. Mass is determined by matter, but weight is determined by gravity of the earth. But we neglect that, and we simply say our weight is 50 kg or 60 kg. Rather we say our mass is 50 kg or 60 kg in terms of science. There is a problem in speaking here. So what is weight? The weight of a body is defined as the force with which it is attracted. The same thing, gravity. Okay, the gravity. When our body is being pulled by the gravity towards the surface of the earth, or actually the center of the earth, we can say center of the earth or towards the surface of the earth, then a type of force is exerted, felt by our body, that is called gravity. And by the effect of gravity, our body will get a weight. So by the effect of gravity, our body will gain a weight, that is called weight. And weight is measured in newtons. So for example, there is a formula, force is equal to mass into acceleration in a horizontal line. If any body runs horizontally, then there comes acceleration. But if any object falls vertically, then rather acceleration, there comes acceleration due to gravity, and that force is now called as weight. So the formula looks the same. Actually it is the same, but rather using acceleration we use gravity while in a vertical direction. So when we go up, climb up or climb down or come down, then we use gravity. We don't use acceleration, and that force will be called weight. So hence our body now is calculated. For example, my mass is 60 kg and acceleration due to gravity we say 9.8. But for the calculation, most of the cases for the smaller or lower grades, we can write 10. Then we will get 600 meter per second square kg meter per second square, which is also denoted as Newton. It means our weight is 600 Newton, but we say 60 kg. So this is the difference when we say our body weight is 60 kg or 600 Newton. You decide yourself now by understanding this topic. Now after that, free fall. Just before I said there was a person falling down and he was asking help. Why was he asking help? Because he got afraid. He's falling from a certain height. If a body is falling freely under the action of gravity, gravity is pulling the person's body downward, and without any external resistance, nobody is pushing him down, nobody is pulling him down. Then how is he falling? He is falling because of the gravity. Then he will experience himself as falling freely. He will experience like he hasn't got any weight of his body. He doesn't feel his mass of his body actually. So that condition is called free fall. Another is weightlessness. So the meaning is same. While any person falls freely, then he experiences his body has got no weight. Then that condition is called weightlessness. You will also experience this condition in the lift, in an escalator. When you just step in the lift or escalator, then you will feel automatically you are going up or automatically you are coming down. Then that condition is called weightlessness. And there is one more place where weightlessness is felt out of the earth, out of the gravitational field of the earth. Like if this is earth, then the pulling force of the earth may be around this area. Up to here, the earth will automatically pull you towards its surface or center. After that, this area, here wherever you go, you will experience your body has no weight. That condition is called weightlessness. And next point is null point. Now what is null point? Here you can understand, if there are two heavenly objects, Earth and Mars, the pulling force of the Earth is up to here and pulling force of the Mars is up to here. But there is no force in this much area of any of the object, of any of the heavenly body. This area comes in a null point. So you see here, the space between the gravitational field. So this field is called gravitational field and this field is also called gravitational field of Mars. And field of two heavenly objects at which the resultant gravity is zero. That is called null point. So this point will be null point. Or one more point is there. If this is Earth and if this is Mars, and Earth is pulling a stone towards its surface, but at the same time Mars is also pulling the stone towards its surface, then neither the stone goes towards the Earth nor it goes towards the Mars, because the resultant force will be cancelled and zero. Or one more point you can say, Earth is here and Jupiter is here. The size of Earth and Mars were almost identical, so you might say the object was exactly in the midpoint. But for the case of Earth, the object is here, near to Earth, and it is far from the Jupiter. But the size of Jupiter is bigger than the size of the Earth. That is why the gravity, the pulling force of the gravity of the Jupiter is applied more on the object, but the distance between the object and the Jupiter is bigger, longer, whereas the distance between Earth and the object is less, but the mass of the Earth is compared to the Jupiter is less. Hence, Earth might be pulling the stone with the force of 6,000 Newton, and Jupiter will also be pulling the stone with the force of 6,000 Newton, and hence both 6,000 Newton will be in resultant minus, because 6,000 minus 6,000 will result to 0 Newton or 0, and hence that is called null point. That point will be called null point. So this much for today. I will be explaining more about Newton's law of gravitation and other topics related to that, and also I'll explain some numerical questions which are important for this topic. And if you really like it interesting, please share this video. There is a share option below of this video, and try to share this to your students, your friends, so that they can get more benefited. Mostly school studying students will get more benefited, I know there. So please try your best to forward this video everywhere, and keep learning, keep practicing, and in case of science, keep memorizing topics and keep reading. So for this much, bye.